So I'm pretty sure that I've talked about this in introductions to other Sean Young videos, but I'm pretty sure I went to dancing school with her from 7th grade till we were in high school. Mrs. Batzer's dancing school, which was based out of the east side of Cleveland, Cleveland Heights, that Sean talks about with Arsenio in the very opening moments of this interview, being a Cleveland girl. Talks about going to my rival junior high school that was like a 10-minute bike ride from my house. We used to go play baseball against Cleveland Heights kids on the field. So I've always gotten a vibe of, I know this woman from the time we first saw Sean Young. And it's cool. I know if we ever met in person, you know, that weird connection, chemistry, explosion crap that goes on in my life all the time would happen. So some would say it was probably a healthy thing that I never hooked up with Sean Young. I mean, look at James Woods.
Yeah. My next guest is a popular actress whose beauty and talent has been seen in such films as Blade Runner. She was with Harrison in Blade Runner, No Way Out, Cousins, and her most recent, A Kiss Before Dying. Please welcome Sean Young. All right, you weren't born in Cleveland, but you're kind of a Cleveland girl, aren't you?
Cleveland Heights.
Cleveland Heights? Mm-hmm. Oh, you go to Heights High?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Roxborough?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are Cleveland girls like? How would you describe Cleveland girls?
God, it's been so long since I've been in Cleveland, I don't even remember. I got in a lot of fist fights in Cleveland Heights.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't have a good time in Cleveland Heights. You know, the moment I could graduate, I left and never went back.
And where were you born?
Where was I born? Louisville, Kentucky, that's right. Well, I've never been on this show before.
I know,
I'm a
but
little
it had nothing to do with where you were born.
That's true.
Anyway, no.
Wow.
Kentucky. What? What's wrong?
I just like to check your audience out and see them all there.
That's one hell of an audience. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a great audience. What's this Catwoman thing? Is it over now? I hope it's over.
Well, it's over because as far as I'm concerned, it's over because I don't have the part. That's why it's over.
Who got the part?
Michelle did. Michelle
Pfeiffer?
Yeah.
And that
who's wonderful. Who's like, it's not about like that. You know what I mean? It's nothing. I love other actresses. I know what they go through, so, you know.
You just wanted the part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, apparently Annette Bening had the part, and Warren.
Good old Warren. Let's see, his child will be 15, he'll be 75.
But they're very... Hey!
Hey, I'm sorry, he told me to say that. It wasn't
it's my fault. It's bad host. They're real sensitive about Warren. I don't know what the deal is. But,
what is this? You got a Warren thing, huh?
No, it's no.
What is it?
I said like Jared. What did I say? I said the Geritol years, and they flipped out like, hey, he's a nice man. Leave him alone. I'm just, you know, it's like, you know, women love Warren.
Well, yeah. Some women, I guess.
You were actually supposed to do Dick Tracy with him, right?
I did 7 days on it. Oh, God, do we really have to talk about Warren?
Oh, no. No.
You're from Cleveland, right?
Absolutely. That's why I
right.
asked you about that, because I was interested.
How'd you get out?
We don't have to talk about Warren.
I know, really, that's not.
But 7 days.
7 days.
Doing what?
I played chess. I was playing chess.
Okay. Okay, we can move on. I don't
that's like ancient history,
you
know?
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah.
But every now and then you want to talk about history. Like, say, for instance...
I have some things I want to talk about, okay?
What do you want to talk about?
I didn't actually see the segment that Woods did with you.
Oh,
Okay.
see, I don't want to talk about that. See, now,
but I do.
Okay, you owe me one. I don't want to talk about
That's
that.
right, okay.
I don't want to get into.
Well,
Okay.
I'll do all the talking.
Okay,
You just listen
okay.
here. Hold my
Okay,
hand.
okay.
I only have a little bit to say about it because, as far as I know, he said like he was just in between a cat fight.
Yeah, he said he was window dressing to a cat fight. Okay, okay. Now I gotta inform them and take them back a little bit. You did a movie with him called The Boost, and he was engaged.
You guys all know this story. No?
Oh, okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, real quick. Okay, he was engaged. James Woods was engaged to a woman and doing a movie with you.
Yeah.
And something happened between you and this woman, who he eventually married, and he's divorced from now. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, that was pretty good. Okay, now go.
He said it was a cat fight, which would imply, it would give you the impression that we were both like fighting over him, right?
Yeah.
Which really wasn't the situation. And then he said he was just standing up, you know, with his wife to try to protect her, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, if he really wanted to be honorable.
You might need two hands.
If he really wanted to be honorable, then he would not have, you know, chased me throughout the movie. And he wasn't really telling the truth here. Do you know what I mean? The truth is that he conspired with a woman illegally, setting something like a doll in front of his doorstep, calling the police, using the legal system for a vindictive endeavor, his own vindictive endeavor. So it's not really like two women were fighting after him. It's more like the woman he was with was so insanely jealous and insecure that she started kind of going crazy, you know? So that's really what is more accurate. But I didn't actually see the segment that he was on with you, but I'd heard about it, and I just wanted to comment.
Yeah, I couldn't help but to notice you said he chased you all through the movie. Did he catch you?
No.
No. Because you know what I mean by did he catch you?
Yeah, you mean... Like, okay, right? No. But I'm sure he wanted to.
Oh, I bet he did.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like the kind of sexism that exists in the business. I mean, there's a lot. Look, the Ku Klux Klan isn't right either, is it? But it exists, you know, the kind of sexism and the way that, you know, no, it's a scary thing. It's a scary thing when you're an actress. Everybody wants to say that the actress is crazy because it's the woman. But there are plenty of actors out there that are like, you know, loony, but nobody ever says a thing about it because it's like, for some reason, we're not supposed to talk about that. And I think possibly there are a lot of women who don't know how to, like, fight back, basically.
But, you know, I'm sitting here with you, and you're wearing these shorts and what you're wearing, and I can understand what happened to him, you know?
Yeah, I can too. But that doesn't mean you turn into somebody who lies and conspires and then uses that in a public, like a publicity way to then create some kind of personal revenge. That is sick. You know, that is a damaged person, okay? Right. And you heard it first here, okay?
Okay, we'll take a commercial and come right back with Sean Young. Okay, while we're on the topic of accusations and stuff, and you dealing with all of it, I read in Premiere magazine that Kevin Costner said you had an ego problem. What did you all do together?
We did No Way Out.
Oh, did you read that quote?
I did read it. I was very hurt by Kevin during that whole period because, I mean, obviously, if somebody, you know, I work on a movie with Woods in '87, and then like 9 months later, I get this lawsuit, right? Yeah. And I think for the first second, I think this is a joke, right? A publicity stunt, right? And then I realized it's not, and it decked me, actually, basically. And in that time, that article came out, and then 8 more months I went like a whole other year dealing with this harassment, and Kevin never called me. And then I find out from the lawyers that he's met with Woods and his lawyers. And I thought, wow. And he never called me once, you know? So I figure that I guess the quote is true. I guess he really does think I have an ego problem, you know? But I don't know how he could, you know? I mean, I was real generous with him when I worked with him. So, like, who's got the ego problem? Yeah. You know? Who's got the ego problem?
Okay, let me let you have an opportunity
yeah.
to tell me about Sean, how would you describe her?
Me?
Yeah.
Wow. You mean like for reals?
Yeah, because everybody has their, you know, James has the
Well,
the
I don't
story
wear
about
my
the
hair
doll.
like this for starters.
You know, everybody has their opinions. I heard somebody say one time that Fatal Attraction was based on you. You heard when they.
Well, you know what's interesting about that? The guy who wrote it, James Dearden, hired me for Kiss Before Dying.
Yeah.
He had seen me in Tender is the Night, which was a BBC production. And he had named the character Sean, S-E-A-N, because he had found my name and he liked my acting, and he found my name. And then he changed it later to Alex, you know. But that's actually where that rumor got started, was because he wrote it and he had seen my work in this BBC thing, and he saw that it was like a man's name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he wanted his character in Fatal Attraction to be kind of like have a man's name, you know, and he ended up changing it because he hired me later for Kiss Before Dying. And I had never met him before. And partly that rumor was, what's the word, perpetuated by Woods himself. I mean, because there was a lot of slandering that he was doing of me during that time, and I stayed very quiet during that time.
See, I'm glad you came by, because you get to straighten us out on all the things we've read and everything. And we're going to have to take a commercial, but in one word, how would you describe Sean?
In one word? There's not a word
How about
that could
two words?
do.
Okay, 2 words. 2 words.
It's too much thought, complicated and pretty, well,
Pretty.
pretty, yeah, that's it.
Complicated and pretty.
Complicated and pretty. Yeah, that does it. Okay, that's good.
That works for me. We'll take a commercial. We'll be right back. This is Sean Young.